Hello, my name is Johan Falk. I work at NodeOne Scandinavia. This is the last part, wow, of the Learn Rules screencast series. This is the exercise, the fifth exercise, I guess, in this screencast series, and we're going to look at how to work with build workflows with rules. And yeah, this screencast series that you have been watching to the bitter end. Wow, I'm impressed by you. Is a part of the Learn Drupal library at NodeOne.se. We also have a book that you might find useful. It's found at Amazon. So, in this screencast, in this exercise, we have a new content type called Workflow Controlled Content. It's available in the feature that you can download from the exercise page. I'm going to call this Node Hello World here. And there are two fields here, one called text review status, that goes from draft to approved. And the same thing goes for legal review status. And the point of this screencast is that if both of these reach approved, only then should the node be published. There should, we're going to build links to move these back and forth between the different states. Well, some of them between these two, but once you reach approved, it won't go back. So, how to do this then? We will need we'll need rules, obviously. So let's enable that. But we'll also need rules link for doing this. We could possibly do it with by creating links with page manager and stuff, but let's not do that right now. We could also have like use bulk operations and stuff to execute custom components on nodes, but rules link is a very handy way of managing this. What I'm going to do here is add a rules link to, this will be a pretty lengthy screencast like the last one, I think maybe 20 minutes or something, you'll see. I'm going to call this text ready for review. This is a link you can use when you've written a node, written a piece of content and think it's ready for review. Mark ready for review. That will be the link text. And this is, yeah, of course. When it's ready for review, it's ready for review for both from a legal point of view and from a text point of view. So let's do that. It will be attached to nodes, but only workflow controlled content. I'm not going to enter a specific path here. I'm going to show the link in entities, so we have links attached to the actual entities. Let's do normal links because we'll need a new page load in order to see the new links that we can use. Save. Alright, and if you've seen the screencast about rules link, you know that the configuration now appears below here, not over at the rules configuration. When it's ready for review, I'm going to add a new rule. Okay, let's call it set status to review. Save changes. Oops. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need to check that this entity has a field, actually two fields, so I'm gonna check the content type here instead. The node should be workflow control content, which we already know it is, but rules doesn't know about it, so we tell that to rules by doing this. Now rules knows that it has these two workflow fields that we're gonna work with, so let's set them to needs review. The node : field workflow text. The text status of the workflow should be set to needs review. Save. And we're going to do the same thing with the legal status here. Set the data value for node legal. Continue. Needs review. The default values for both these fields are draft, and it's really intended to be, these fields are intended to be hidden, so you can't really see them when editing the content, which makes sense from a user point of view. So if I save here now, see there are draft by default. I should have a link here, mark ready for review. And if I push that, both these should change to needs review. Let's do that just to see that it works. Needs review, cool. Let's actually add a status message here as well. Show a message on the site. The content has been marked as ready for review. Save. All right. Going back here to the rules link, ready for review. We're gonna have to change this ready for review rule set, because this is both for text and legal status. And now we're at some completely different place in the configuration, because that's how rules link works. Let's edit this one and remove the text prefix. Ready for review. Save. Oh, and we need something else here as well, because we only want to be able to, you can see here right now, we still have this mark ready for review when it's ready for review, which is kind of silly. So we're going to set a visibility condition here. Add condition, data comparison. We're going to check that the node... oh, and we don't have the field here. Okay, so let's start with checking the field. Man, that's silly. Okay, add a condition, visibility condition, that content is of type workflow control content. Now rules knows that these two fields are available, so we're going to add a condition here. Data comparison, let's make sure that the node workflow text is default, is draft. We could do the same thing with the legal review thing here, but that's right now not necessary. And this one has the wrong name again. Let's change that. All right. So now this one should go away, because this is not draft anymore. So it's hidden. Cool. That's the first link. We're going to need a few more, so let's do that. Workflow, rules, links. We could clone this one, but I don't think that's a good idea right now. We're adding a new one where people who can review the content, the text content, can mark it either as approved or needs work. Well, we'll actually need one link for each of these. So I'm going to create the first one. Text needs work, which is the state it will be sent to. Mark as needs work. On nodes, workflow control content, show link in entity, normal link, say no extra path here, no manually defined path. Boom, boom. Okay, and we're going to set a reaction here, changing the text status to needs work. Text needs work. Cool. And we have to check that the field exists. So let's do empty as field this time. The node should have the field workflow text. If it does, then do this action here. Set the data value. We've seen this before. The node field workflow text, continue, set it to needs work, save. Oh. And then of course in the needs work we have to have a link that sets it back to needs review. Man, there will be many links for this. There will be one link for each state transition in this workflow. Just for information. Okay, so this then is done. Let's go back to rules link. Needs work. We're going to set a condition on this one as well. A visibility condition, because we only want to show this when it's ready for review. So let's start by checking that the entity has a desired field, which is the workflow text field, because now the rules knows about this and we can check for it. Add another condition, data comparison, that's right, node field workflow text. The text should be needs review. If it's in needs review, then we should be able to send it to needs work. Cool. Save. That's it. Now we should have a link here saying needs work, and when we click it, this one should switch to needs work and the link should disappear. Yeah. Cool. Let's go back to rules links again. Then we have a very similar, well, two very similar links we want to create. So let's clone this one. This is not needs work anymore. This is approved. Like that. Let's change the machine name, text approved. Approve. Yes. Text approved. Oh, yeah. Rum dum dum de dum dum dum. Oh, and these one aren't available. Okay, fine. So let's do that manually then. Add a rule, text approved. Add a condition. We've seen this before. It's so much fun. Entity has field. The node should have the field text. If so, set the text field to approved. Cool. There we go. We're going to put a visibility condition on this one as well. So let's go back to rules link, approved, edit this one. Condition. First checking that the entity has a field that we want. Guess which field? The workflow text field. And we want to check that the text field is needs review, because it's only then that it's relevant to send this to approved. So node here, cool. No, damn it, that was the wrong one. I wonder if I can go back, probably not. Just field, add a condition, data comparison, node field workflow text. Cool, it should be needs review. Save. Cool. Well, we have 2 out of 3 links or something for this one now. We should have another link here sending it from needs work to needs review again. So let's do that. I'm not going to clone this link because it didn't help very much. Text needs ready for review. Now it is actually text ready for review because The first one, ready for review, went from draft to ready for review. Now we're sending it from, well, using this field, changing the status of the text field only, one at a time. Sending it from draft, no, from needs work to ready to review. That's what we're doing. Okay. Mark ready for, mark, oh, mark ready for review. Cool. There. It says this one is already in use because I created that machine name before. Let's just add a 2 to it. The reactions, we have seen these before as well. Text ready for review. I wonder if this will be approved. Yep. Condition, entity has field. Which entity? The node should have the field workflow text. If so, we should set that to ready to review. We should set node field workflow text ready for review. Cool. We should also, of course, set the visibility settings for this link. Visibility conditions. Entity has field. What entity? The node should have the field workflow text. Save. And the field should have a value. And that value should be needs work. Alright, doing a quick review of what we're doing here. We can now mark the text ready for review, and when it's marked ready for review, we can either mark it as needs work or approve it. If we mark it needs work, it goes back and we can mark it for review again. This should of course be done by separate people, and then when it needs review, we can also approve it. So let's do that. Once we've done that, there should be no more links here. We'll reach the end of the workflow chain. Now, that's half of it. If you're watching this screencast, I would recommend that you fast forward like 7 minutes or something, because I'm going to build, I'm going to build more rules links here. I'm going to build these 3 links for the legal reviewing as well, the legal workflow. And starting here, so legal needs work, legal needs work, legal aspects needs work. Show this only, show link in entity, save. Legal needs work, so we're sending this from needs review to needs work. Let's add a condition here to start with. Entity has field. The node should have the workflow legal field, and we should check the value of that legal field. Should go from needs review to something. So needs review. Cool. Closing this one, going back here. I'm going to set the reaction here as well. Legal needs work. And we have to add a condition here to check the entity, that the entity has a field. The legal workflow field. If it has it, we should set it to needs work. There. Cool. Let's add another link. Add rules link. Going from needs work to back to approved. Legal needs review. Mark legal aspects ready for review. Show link in entity. Save. And then let's start by the visibility condition. We're sending it back to needs review. Entity as field we have to check first. Node. No. There. Damn it. Should have the legal field, and the legal field should be needs work, because we're sending it back to needs review. Bum, bum, bum. If it needs work, we can send it back to needs review for this field only, the legal aspects only. Right, so let's do this with a reaction. Legal needs review again. Add a condition. Entity as field. The node should have a field, and the field should be workflow legal. Eventually I'm coming to the point where these two different workflows converge and you actually publish the node. That'll take 4 more minutes or so. Set the data value, setting the node field workflow into needs review. And now we should have a final one going from needs review to approved. That means another rules link, legal approved. Approve the legal aspects. Is that a good? Yeah, let's do it like that. Show link in entity, go. Alright, and we set a visibility condition. You should only be able to send it to approved if it was marked as needs review, which means that the node must have the legal workflow field, and the workflow field for legal aspects must be needs review. So this field should have the value needs review. Save. Cool. If so, we should send it to approved. We're approaching the end. Legal approved. We first have to check the condition that the entity has field. The node should have the field workflow legal. If it does, then we should set it. Set the data value. Node. The field should be set to approved. Wow, there we are. So now we have 7 rules links, if I'm not mistaken. We have this ready for review. That's when you exit the draft state and send both the legal and the text aspects into needs review. Then you can send it back and forth between needs work and ready for review for both text and legal aspects. And you can also send both, well, when it's in needs review, you can send it to approved for text and legal aspects. Let's have a look at that very quickly. I need to manually put this into, say, needs review here, because we don't have any way to get back from the approved. Okay, the text review status is needs review, so we can mark it as needs work. These two are for text, these two are for legal aspects. As they say, these don't really say that. Mark as needs work. and then you can send it back to, well, let's approve the legal aspects. And let's mark the text review status to needs review, and then approve that one as well. Cool. Now the final thing is, when we have both these approved, we want the node to be published. I'm going to do that by adding a standard reaction rule, not using rules links, and publish approved content. So let's do this after updating existing content. We can be pretty sure that this content has been saved a number of times, so we don't have to act on the new content. After updating existing content, we have to check, well, let's check first that the content is of a certain type. That means we will get both the workflow fields available here in rules. And then we have to check that both of them are approved. The node field workflow text should be approved, equals approved, and the legal should be approved as well. Like that. Let's also check that the node isn't already published. Well, no, let's not. That doesn't really matter. Just adding that extra condition isn't really helping much. We can just quickly set it as published. Set the data value, node published status, I guess it is. Yeah, status. Set it to published. Save. Alright, this means that when both these reach approved and we resave the node, it will be published. Let's try that out. I'm creating a new... Oh, I'm editing this one instead. Gonna set this legal status to needs review. Is it published already, this one? Not published. Cool. Let's check this link as well. Sending back to needs work. Ready for review. And approve. Now this one should be published. Not published. What the heck? After updating existing content, both of these are approved. Set data value to published. Maybe this shouldn't be after updating existing content. Maybe this should be when it's going to be saved. Before saving content. Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better. So let's delete this one. I could still have this the rule as I had it, but then I would probably need to add the save action here to resave it again. Okay, so let's try this again. Set that to needs work, and I'm actually gonna set an action here as well, saying that the content has been published. The content is now published. Right. Ready for review and approve. Published. Sweet. Alright, cool. So what have we done here? This was a long screencast. We did two things. We created a heck of a lot of links, rules links. One link for every state transition that these these nodes can have. And since we have two different workflow, two separate workflows, or two branches of the workflow, we need one branch for text and one branch for legal aspects. They start together though when we move them from draft to needs review, which is kind of useful that we can do both of this in one step with rules link. And then we have a reaction rule checking that when we save a piece of content, if it's set to approved in both aspects, then we publish it and show a message on the site. A useful thing with this is that we have permissions that we can set for each of these links, rules link, so we can determine which users should be able to use this, which is pretty useful. What we don't have right now is a way of hiding these fields from the node form. Right now you can just change these manually, which shouldn't really be possible. So I would recommend doing a hook form alter on that, or you could also check out the rules form module, which works pretty well, but I won't include it in this screencast series because I think it's too much risk of creating a mess when you go in with rules and editing forms. Sorry. All right, so that's it. I hope you had fun during this screencast series. I sure did. See you in another screencast. There are so many screencasts to do, so much Drupal and so little time. That's life. Well, thank you for following these screencasts. You've been wonderful. Please write comments at the screencast. You can also, of course, write comments at the issues I'm linking to in the different modules we're using to thank the module maintainers for their great work with the modules. And yeah, that's it. See you. Bye.